Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video and I hope you guys like it. So this is regarding the installation of an ESXi machine, an ESXi VM onto a VmWare Workstation Pro. So we're just going to install the ESXi version 6 VM onto the VmWare Workstation Pro. This is a test lab environment, so I'll just guide you through the steps on how to go about it. So let's just begin with it. So we'll just launch the VmWare Workstation Pro, and we'll create a new VM. This will be typical, and I already have the VmWare Esxi 6.0 ISO downloaded. So this is a bootable ISO, and so you can download it from the VmWare website. You just need to have an account, and it will run in an evaluation period. So let's just go ahead with it. I'm just going to click next. I'm just going to give it a name. Let's just give it Esxi 6, and I'm just going to store it in a different drive. Esxi VM, yeah. So let's just go ahead with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna give this as a 160 GB space for testing purpose, and I'm not going to do it in a single file, the virtual disk file, that is. I'm just gonna give it like multiple files that it should be split it in two. So let's go ahead. Okay, so we have the summary here, and I'm just gonna do some minor modifications. I'm just gonna give it an 8 GB of RAM, so yeah, 8192, that means, yeah. And I'm just gonna make the network adapter as bridged, so that we can have the connectivity with our host machine, I mean the machine that I'm on, so I can open the web page and do the administration and all. So yes, so let's go ahead, close, and we'll say power on this virtual machine after creation. And yes, now it will power on the VM, and it will boot through the ESXi image, the ISO. So it's just going to load the installer, so it will take some time. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna pause this video till that it completes. Yep. Okay, so we're at the screen. It says welcome to VmWare Esxi 6.0 installation. We'll just press enter, and we'll press F11 to accept the agreement. So it's just going to scan the hard disk, virtual hard drive that's on this VM. So yes, so it detects that it has a 160 gig of the virtual hard drive. So we're just gonna install it on this. Press enter. Yeah, let's give it the keyboard layout as US default. Okay, we'll just set the password here. This will be used to log into the vSphere client, to the console of the VM, the ESXi VM. Yeah. Press enter. Okay, it's just going to scan a bit on this. Yes. So the thing is that we can install ESXi with either, you can give it like 4 gigs of RAM or say 8 gigs of RAM. It actually depends how much you want to give it. But if it's like a virtualized hardware that you're installing it on, like a UCS, for example, UCS B servers, Blade servers, or the C servers, chassis servers and all, or if it's an HP server, all those things, IBM and all, it will take all the you can specify the hardware requirement in there. It will take all of the RAM in there once you install the ESXi's all the RAM, the processor, everything. So that's how it will work. Okay, so yeah, so we're just it is ready to install it, and now we're just going to press F11 to proceed with the installation. Okay, so now it will take some time, so I'll just go ahead and pause this video. Once it completes, I'll resume it. Okay, so as you can see, the server has been installed, and now we can actually see it has been assigned an IP address automatically through the DHCP. But for the best practice, we just need to make sure that the server gets a static IP address. So we can actually do that right from here, the console window. You just need to press F2 as it shows down below, and put in the password of the root account that we actually put in earlier during the installation. So there are many options here. The one that we're concerned with is the configure management network. We'll just go inside and do the IPv4 configuration and select this option. Just press spacebar, select this. It says set static IPv4 address and network configuration. So I'm just gonna make sure that it gets the static IP with the same one that it was assigned in the DHCP. So 192.168.1.7 is the one that I'll give it, the one that it got from DHCP also. Just gonna press enter, then we'll just press escape once, and it says it will restart the management network to actually make sure it actually takes the effect of the static IP address assignment that we did. So we're just gonna do that and make sure that this actually causes a downtime. So just make sure you are not doing it in the production hours or anything in your production environment. So press escape again, and then you can see it shows in bracket that it's static 192.168.1.7. Now we can access this. I'll show you if we take the command prompt access. We'll just ping this server. It will give us the reply, as you can see. So and this is because of this reason. The one that we did is this one. It is actually a bridged network, so that's why. So now we'll just go ahead and open this in the web page. How you can actually create VMs and all, I'll just let you know right now. So we just go to 192.168.1.7. So this is the place where it says you can download the vSphere client, or you can download the VmWare vCenter. It's a different suite altogether. vCenter, you can have much more robust and multiple ESXi's data center, all in one place. You can administrate those, and and also you can create high availability things and vMotion and everything. So that's a different thing. What I have done is that I've already downloaded and installed the vSphere client on my machine. So we have that, but if you press this, it will download the installer. You can install it from there. And now we'll just go back. We'll just this is the one, the vSphere client. I'll just double click. This is the IP address, and it will be the same credentials that I was putting in the console window. So ignore, just it is presented with a new certificate. Yes, you just accept that. And so you can see it says your evaluation license will expire within 60 days. So we have a 60 days evaluation right now. Press OK. This is the place where you can do all the administration tasks related to the ESXi. You can say, for example, you can deploy an OVF template. It's basically a template that has all the configuration for a certain product embedded into it. So you don't have to worry how much RAM should I give for an application and all those things. So we'll just go ahead with the I'll just show you other things. So there are lots of other things with the ESXi. You can actually check the summary. What exactly is the specification of this machine? This is a VM, and this is actually taking my my machine's processor. and the amount of CPUs that I have assigned to this VM, all those things. And this is the data store. This is a pretty important place. You actually browse the data store and you can actually store ISOs in it. What all the VMs that you create are actually created here with the folders and all. So for example, if I create a new VM right now and I say new virtual machine, I say next, I say it's a Windows Server 2012 VM, and it says which data store should it be taking the space from. I say the one and only data store one that I have. I say 2012, the kind of Windows operating system that I have. I will be installing this on the VM itself, and yeah, this is the network settings that you can actually provide. If you want NIC teaming or something like that, you can say that like, okay, you want to add multiple NICs and all. Click next. You can specify how much space you want to give. You say 40 gigs. That would be if that is something that is just sufficient for this, then you can go ahead with it. So these are some pretty important things in the VMware terminology, and it is a different. There's a different altogether different article for this, all those things. So thick provision, lazy zero, and thin provision. So what does a thick provision actually does is that it actually is something which, if you go ahead with this, it will assign the 40 gigs of space right away in the data store. So that's thick provision, lazy zeroed. And same with this thick provision, eager zeroed, but somewhat different. And in thin provision, if you've assigned 40 gigs, it will not take up the space right there and then, but it will dynamically increase it according to the requirements of the VM. If, for example, if you install any, like if it's a Sky for Business server, you say, okay, I have 40 gigs of space. You're installing a 10 gigs of Sky for Business server. As an example, it will dynamically increase the size and will accumulate that. So you click next, and this gives a summary. You click finish, and here's a place. It actually gives you the name of the VM and all. So I was talking about the data store, right? So data store, if you go into the data store, you'll see it has all the files created for that particular VM. It's a VMDK. This is the disk, the virtual disk, and this is VMX. This is a configuration file, and this is another VMSD. So these are important files that actually makes the VMs work. So configuration file and the VMDK, the disk file. So that's how you actually install the ESXi and go about creating VMs on it. Another way, as I told you earlier, it's a deploy OVF template. That's another thing that I told you about. So these are the things. I'll pick this up in the next video. If we want to, I'll be actually focusing more on the Cisco side. I have been involved in the Cisco's networking environment, actually in the IP telephony, so to say. In that environment, I have like 9.5 years of experience with me, right from deploying and administration, troubleshooting, designing the network and all. So yes, so we'll just go ahead with that. And I hope that you guys like this video, and if you do like, do hit like, or you can subscribe to the channel, and that would be wonderful. Okay, so I'll just take you guys leave now. Thank you very much, and have a great day ahead. Cheers. Let it go.